Hello friend, welcome to part 3 of our React Native Beginner series. So in this episode we'll be looking at views, text and styles. So I'd like to see if you're new to my channel, you're interested in stuff related to mobile development, so JavaScript stuff and web stuff, be sure to subscribe. Please like this video, please share and comment as well. Okay, so let's jump right in. Alright, so just as I always see that the documentation is the best way to learn, so let's head over to the documentation. Sorry. Okay, so view, we'll be looking at view and text and styles. So essentially view, just as in the documentation, is just like the regular div in web, and in iOS is UI view, in Android it's view group. So view is more like a container, so it's used to wrap content so that you can apply styling. So it helps you to work with flexbox better. And text is just to output strings or stuff to your screen. So basically text works like print in web, like h1, h2, h3, h6 in web, like a small tag and all the tags that helps you output stuff to the screen, right? And the style component is also used to render style attributes to text and views and other components in React Native. All right, so let's go back and let me get rid of this. So once I get rid of this, I can get rid of this too as well. Okay, try to format my code. What's wrong? Okay, let's just leave it like so. Okay, so you see from episode 2 or part 2 of the video, I added more exclamation mark to show the hot reload. So let me just comment this line of code and do another text component. So text, and I can do this is a text component. Okay, this is not complete. Okay, so when I do Ctrl S to Ctrl save, so the hot reload, see, this is very cool, and I can duplicate this to many times. So this is the text component 2, text component 3, the text component 1. So it shows real quick, boom. Okay, so let's assume I comment this view out and this other view, and I wrap this in an empty fragment. So let me copy this empty fragment. So in React, a tag without anything is called an empty fragment. So let's see and see what happens. It still works because you can't actually output text components alone in React or in React Native. Sorry, I'm using React. So in React Native, you can't just output text components. Let me show you an example. Okay, so let's see. In here I pass in hello, and I save. This should throw an error. Okay, so it's showing an error. So you see that text string must be rendered within a text component. So the only way you can render a string is to put it inside of a text component. Okay, so now let's roll back into time. Okay, and so to add styling to your app, let me see. But to add a view and the text, first of all, you would have to import text and view from React. If you don't import it, there's no way you have access to the text and view components or the text and view components API. Sorry. Okay, so we have the styles. So we have this style applied to this view, which in web I would say a class. So it's a targeted property of container. And down here we define the styles as const. So const is a way of naming variables. So const styles equals style sheets dot create. So we invoke this method, so dot create, and we pass in container. Don't worry, there are extensions that can help you bring up this. Right, so great. So you can go ahead and install this extension. My internet is being a bit slow, so ES7. Okay, so you can go ahead and install ES7, this extension. So So here 7 plus React Redux extension. So let's assume I install this and I do rnfc. Okay, so it still generates something for me. So now let's write our own styles here. So we do style equals styles dot container. All right, so when you come here, you can do container, and let's give it some styles. So let's do flex. Okay, so my copilot has given me something. Okay, so what I did here is that I applied some styles to the container property. So stick with me. Let me reduce the font size a bit. Okay, so I think this is clearer now. So I can change the background here to see any hex code, and I save, and boom. Or I can still go ahead and do red, and so I justify it to the center and align it to the center. All right, so if I want to apply some styles to the text attribute as well, I do styles, and I do styles dot, so let's call it text styles. So you can call it any name at all. So text styles, so I put a comma here and text styles, and so I give it a color. So let's give it a color of white, and font size of 20. So with styling in React Native, it uses camel casing. It doesn't use the sausage type sausage casing like in React or in web development. Okay, so when I save, when I save this, see changes here. I can also do font width and set to bold. So when I get rid of this and I press Control space bar, I get all the other options here. So let's go with bold, and so when I press Control space bar, so I come to a new line, I press Control plus space bar, I get a list of all the available styles I can add. So if you are confused, or you can just Google how to do this. It's the same thing as in web, just that the way we write styles here is different. So uses the camel casing. Is it camel? Yes. So small letter and the next word is capital. All right, so guys, essentially this is how to add views and text and styles. But to add styles, supposed to import the style sheets components from React Native, so you can invoke the create method on it. So when I come here and let's try something, so style sheet dot, I press Control, so I have compose, I have create, I have flatten, so we go with create. All right, so thanks so much for watching this one, and don't forget to give this video a like. Please comment, please share and subscribe. See you in the next one.